Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today I will analyze the case of Allen Gould. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Allen J. Gould was born on May 18, 1964, and lived in Malvern, Pennsylvania. This affluent town is considered to be on the western end of the Philadelphia Main Line. It is about an hour north of Newark, Delaware, where I live. In 2004, while on a ski trip, Allen met a woman named Anna Maciejewska. She had been born on July 18, 1973 in Poland, so she was about 9 years younger than Allen. Anna had earned 2 bachelor's degrees, one in mathematics and one in computer science, before moving to the United States in 1997 to continue her studies. After graduating with a master's degree in actuarial mathematics in 1999, Anna went to work for a financial services company in Westchester, Pennsylvania. This is about 8 miles from Malvern. On April 18, 2006, Allen and Anna married in a civil ceremony. A few months later, they had a Catholic wedding in Poland. The couple lived in a 4,100 square foot house on 10 Hedgerow Lane in Malvern. On May 10, 2013, Anna had a son named Andrew. She was determined that Andrew learn about her culture and even drove him to a Polish school in Lakewood, New Jersey every Friday to learn the Polish language. Some parents have such a strong commitment to their children, they would walk through the fires of hell. Anna was willing to do something much more unpleasant and terrifying. She crossed into New Jersey voluntarily, more than once, when not going there was a viable and rational option. Hell may have fire and brimstone, but it doesn't have jug handles, a strip mall every 50 feet, or a mysterious, unidentifiable chemical smell. Allen and Anna strongly disagreed about how to raise their son, and they often argued about this topic. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On Tuesday, April 11, 2017, at 7:34 p.m., the financial services company where Anna worked contacted the police and reported Anna missing. They indicated that she had been no call, no show on both April 10 and April 11. This behavior was extremely out of the ordinary. Her employer also called Allen, who indicated he had not seen Anna since April 10 when she left the house for work. Allen didn't seem to be too worried, saying that he was going to wait one more night before contacting the police. Not long after receiving the call from the financial services company, the police received a call from someone else who knew Anna. This individual said that Anna had not spoken to anyone in her family since March 27, 2017. Furthermore, Anna was supposed to travel to Poland for her father's 80th birthday, but never arrived. On the next day, April 12, Allen contacted the police and reported Anna missing, so the police went to his house to take a report. Allen claimed that he last saw his wife on April 10 at 9:45 a.m. She was in her blue 2011 Audi A4 leaving for work. Anna was in a panic because she had a meeting at 10 a.m. and was running late. This would have been her first day back to work in 2 weeks because she had a stomach illness. The police noticed that Anna's phone and iPad were on the kitchen table. The phone was in a startup update status, as if it had been reset. Allen explained that Anna had started the update process on the morning of April 10, but she had to go to work before it finished. Anna decided to leave her phone behind. Investigators spoke to Anna's neighbors, who said they had not seen her in a few weeks. Anna's acquaintances revealed that Anna was not happy in her marriage and told Allen she wanted a divorce. Every time Anna set a time to talk to Allen about divorcing, he would put her off. The police asked Allen about Anna wanting a divorce. Allen said they had spoken about it, but decided to clean up a townhouse that they owned in Westchester. The idea was to give them a place to decompress rather than separate completely. Investigators found divorce paperwork in Allen's house. Anna had gone to a local law firm to seek advice about getting a divorce. She appeared to be weighing her options and had written notes about marriage counseling, staying in the marriage, co-parenting after divorce, and fight or flight. On May 8, 2017, the police found Anna's Audi A4 backed into a parking space in an overflow parking lot for the Charlestown Meadows development in Malvern, Pennsylvania. This is about 2 miles from Anna's house. The vehicle was locked. The police gained access to it using a key provided by Allen. In the vehicle, they found Anna's purse, which included her driver's license, credit cards, and receipts. The last receipt was for a dry cleaner in Westchester on March 28, 2017. The interior of the Audi A4 was very clean, and there were no signs of a struggle. Anna was 5 feet 4 inches tall. The position of the driver's seat was too far back for her foot to reach the clutch. The neighborhood where the vehicle was found is adjacent to a 38-acre wooded preserve, which included a walking trail. The police searched the area without success. On July 12, 2017, the police searched Allen's house on Hedgerow Lane. They found a cell phone in the master bedroom next to Allen's wallet, keys, and his work cell phone. He had purchased this cell phone in June. The police asked Allen if he thought they were bugging his phone. He replied, quote, "Well, yeah, I didn't know," unquote. Also in the house, officers found strange notes which appeared to be about the investigation by the Pennsylvania State Police. For example, 3 weeks nothing. Can we assume they aren't or can't pursue this? So no news equals good news. Anna's friends, suspicious of reasons. What are PSP and DA doing? Headed anywhere? And bugs, listening devices at or for house, car. The police suspected that Allen had murdered Anna, but it took them 8 years to make an arrest. On May 14, 2025, Allen Gould was arrested and charged with murder in the first degree, murder in the third degree, criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, false reports, unsworn falsification to authorities, and tampering with physical evidence. At the time I'm making this video, Allen continues to work his way through the criminal justice system. Now moving to my analysis. Allen Gould has retained an attorney and will presumably maintain his innocence. Among other arguments in his defense, Allen could point out that his wife's body was never found. Therefore, maybe she is still alive. The state, of course, disagrees. They believe Allen strangled Anna before hiding her body. This brings me to the question, was Allen Gould guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea he was guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. At the time of Anna's disappearance, she was actively seeking a divorce. She was even attending a Divorce 101 class at the Chester County Night School. She searched the internet for terms indicating she had an interest in defending her financial assets. For example, who gets house in divorce, Pennsylvania divorce alimony, and spousal support in Pennsylvania. Anna visited websites covering topics like narcissistic personality disorder, marital conflict, and emotional mistreatment. In notes on her cell phone, she recorded words and phrases which appear to be issues or concerns she had with Allen. For example, excuses, apologies, changing topic, not answering the question, shutting me down, accusing me of bad intentions, and accusing me of not being fair. There is quite a bit of evidence supporting the theory that Anna went missing prior to April 10, 2017. Again, Allen claimed that was the day he last saw her. Here are a few examples. The last time Anna's employer spoke to her on the phone was on March 26, 2017, when she requested the week of March 27 off to travel to Poland. The last time Anna's credit card was used for a non-automated purchase was on March 28. The last known phone call that Anna made was at 6:11 p.m. that day. One of Anna's acquaintances sent her a text message on March 29, but the message went unanswered. This was very unusual. That same day, Anna's laptop was turned off for the last time at 3:07 p.m. Over the next few weeks, Anna failed to reply to 25 text messages from relatives. On March 30, 2017, Anna's father received a text message from Anna's cell phone wishing him a happy birthday. This was out of the ordinary. Normally, Anna would have called. The message, which was written in Polish, had poor grammar. In Allen's house, the police found Google Translate printouts of 3 variations of the text message sent to Anna's father. Anna was fluent in Polish. She would not have needed to use Google Translate to generate a message in that language. Anna took her son to a Polish school in New Jersey for classes on Fridays. He did not attend classes on Friday, March 31, or Friday, April 7, yet Anna did not contact the school to indicate her son would be absent. Anna missed several other appointments at around the same time, including her Divorce 101 class. Between April 3 and April 5, Anna's employer received several text messages from her cell phone indicating that she was sick and she would return to work on Monday, April 10, 2017. A relative tried to call Anna on her cell phone on April 8, but Allen answered the phone and said that Anna would not be able to talk until April 10. When looking at all the evidence regarding Anna's whereabouts, it seems pretty clear she disappeared prior to April 10. Now continuing with the inculpatory factors, Allen claimed that Anna was in a panic to get to her 10 a.m. meeting on April 10, but her employer said the meeting was routine. 2 months after his wife disappeared, Allen bought a new cell phone and implied that it was to avoid police surveillance. Allen kept notes in his house about the Pennsylvania State Police investigation. After his wife's disappearance, Allen searched for an attorney online. When visiting a social media page for a specific attorney, he clicked on a link for violent crimes strangulation. Prior to being arrested, Allen paid an attorney $75,000 to defend him at trial. On May 25, 2017, over a month after Allen reported his wife missing, he purchased 3 16-by-20 tarps at a Home Depot store. One of these tarps was never recovered by the police. On July 12, 2017, when the police searched Allen's house, they found a small piece of tarp and burnt debris mixed in with the soil in his backyard. House cleaners reported that the master bedroom sink was always messy. However, when the cleaners went to the house on April 13, 2017, the sink in the master bedroom was clean. They also found it odd that old cleaning rags had been replaced with new ones. On May 8, 2017, Anna's Audi A4 was found abandoned about 2 miles from her home. Neighbors saw Allen driving Anna's Audi during the first week of April. Allen told the police that his wife left their house on April 10 in her Audi. According to data from the Audi, it had not been started on that day. The vehicle was started on the next day, April 11, when someone drove it to the development where it was later found by the police on May 8. The seat in the vehicle was positioned too far back for Anna to have operated the clutch. Anna's medical history did not indicate any conditions which would cause her to die. If Anna had decided to start a new life, it seems strange that she would have left her money behind. She had over $360,000 spread across 4 bank accounts, all of which were solely in her name. Furthermore, her cell phone was left behind, as well as many other items like her driver's license, passport, credit cards, medications, computers, vehicle, and clothing. Now moving to the exculpatory factors. There is no definitive proof that Anna is dead. For instance, her body was never found. There is no physical evidence connecting Allen to the murder. No DNA, no blood, no fingerprints, no footprints, no hair, no surveillance video. A piece of tarp and burnt debris in Allen's backyard do not prove anything. It's possible that Anna decided to start a new life and fled the country. Maybe she went to Poland. Anna had extremely strong ties to that country. She even kept an apartment there. At the time of her death, Anna was suffering from depression and receiving mental health counseling. Maybe she brought harm to herself in a concealed area. Another possibility is that Anna was murdered, but Allen had nothing to do with it. Perhaps Anna was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I believe that Allen Gould is guilty of murder? Yes, in my opinion, he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Allen and Anna had a tumultuous marriage. Anna was becoming increasingly dissatisfied with Allen's behavior and no longer wanted to be with him. She was worried about losing money in a divorce, but her main concern was custody over her son Andrew. One topic that Allen and Anna would argue about was Anna's desire to get Andrew a Polish passport and Polish citizenship. Notes left behind by Anna in her phone indicated that she appeared to have very strict rules for raising her son, rules that she believed Allen was not following. For instance, she wanted Andrew to learn Polish, not run in parking lots, and to have a very limited amount of sugar in his diet. Anna demanded that Allen adhere to the food schedule for Andrew she had created. There is this sense that Anna was trying to control everything in her son's life in a distorted attempt to protect him. In her Divorce 101 class, Anna had expressed an interest in taking her son to Poland to live there with her permanently. She wanted to know if this was legal under Pennsylvania law, but was told that obtaining sole custody would be an uphill battle. Anna intended on taking Andrew on the trip to Poland for her father's 80th birthday. Perhaps Allen and Anna argued about this trip, like Allen was wondering if Anna had any intention on returning with Andrew. The argument turned physical, and Allen strangled Anna. Allen immediately knew that he was in a lot of trouble, but he had one thing going for him. No one had witnessed the murder. No one knew that Anna was dead. This meant that Allen was not under surveillance. Nobody suspected him of anything. This tremendous advantage allowed him time to dispose of her body and her vehicle. His strategy, however, also had a disadvantage. Allen wasn't very good at fabricating evidence that his wife was alive. For instance, the suspicious message written in Polish to her father. The evidence supporting the idea that Anna disappeared 2 weeks before Allen said she did is difficult for Allen to explain. Those are my thoughts on the case of Allen Gould. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. I have covered many cases over the years where the victim of a murder had tried to learn about narcissism right before the murder. There are a lot of people out there who are not aware about the dangers of narcissism. It's not something that is automatically taught to people as they're growing up. And education on this topic is certainly not required before getting married. People sometimes get into a marriage and they realize that something's not right. They realize that they're not being treated in a way that makes them feel satisfied or happy. They don't know the name of the problem. They don't know how to describe what their spouse is doing, but they definitely know that something is wrong. What's wrong may be narcissism, but again, they don't have that term available. So they search the internet for the different terms like the ones we see in this story that Anna searched. She was trying to learn the nature of what she was facing, but she was doing so as she was with someone who was allegedly mistreating her emotionally. This is better than not learning at all, but ideally, the concepts and the different theories behind narcissism should be learned prior to a romantic relationship. That is the time when that education would be the most helpful, because that way a person can detect the red flags right away, early in the relationship, before they become problematic, before they lead to massive arguments about how to raise a child, and before they lead to murder. So I guess the lesson learned in this case is to learn about narcissism and other destructive personality traits prior to getting involved in a romantic relationship.